So, what up, though? And again, thanks for joining my channel. Thanks for checking me out. I appreciate it. I'm about to give out some good information, some stuff you may have heard before, but it's always good to hear from a fresh perspective. Again, I'm all about success, having the good things in life, using the trucking industry to position yourself, and just all about that, man. So this channel is a good channel. You're gonna learn something. You're gonna pick something up. Like I said, it may be a reiteration of what you already heard or what you already know, but I'm definitely gonna get a little deeper on a lot of things. And it's a lot of things that truck drivers aren't talking about, so I'm gonna come from a slightly different perspective on quite a few things. So let's talk about the levels to the trucking industry, right? There's levels to this thing. Okay, we'll go from the beginning to the top. You don't have to get involved with everything, but hey, it might be a good idea to try different things out. But you don't have to in order to reach the top levels, the highest levels. So on level one, we're talking about no experience at all. You just have an interest in driving trucks. You don't know nothing about it. Never been on the inside of one. Never did nothing. Okay, so that's level one. You're just coming in. What you want to do is you got to get training from somewhere. You have to get your CDL, your commercial driver's license. Of course, you already should know that if you got any kind of interest at all in driving trucks. You got to get your CDL. In my opinion, the best way to do it is to sign up for one of these classes, one of these companies that will train you and hire you after the training. The training it's not free, but it's free at first. And in some cases, like the route that I took, because I'm a veteran, I went through a veteran program with a particular company. I don't know if I want to mention their name right now, but I went through a veteran program with a particular company where I had to work for them for a year, and then my training was paid for by the company. Okay, or through a veteran program, I should say. So that worked out real well. And a lot of times you want to get at least 1 year of experience. That way you go through all the 4 seasons, your first year driving trucks, before you move on somewhere else. So as a company driver, that's what you start off as, a company driver, once you get through with the training. The pay varies, but it's probably the least amount of money you're going to make starting out. But that's how it is. You're starting out on the ground floor with no experience. Year one, you make decent money, you know what I mean? But it's going to be the least amount of money that you make. And what I'm talking about, your paychecks will be looking like anywhere from, I'd say, $750, $800 a week, up to about $1,500 to $2,000 a week. Okay, and it varies. Sometimes it'll be lower than that. Sometimes it'll be more than that. It kind of evens out to where you're making about, I'd say, $2,500 at the least. Looking at about maybe $2,500 a month, on up to about $3,500 a month. So it's not bad money, but it's about the least amount of money you're gonna make. And of course, you as a company driver, they'll be taking taxes out of your check and whatnot. So it's decent money to move into right away. The training takes about 3 weeks to a month, up to 2 months when you're driving with a trainer. Like I said at the very beginning, you won't be making that much. As a matter of fact, that first month of training, you won't be getting paid at all. So it's like, when you first go, you want to have a few dollars in your pocket so you can buy yourself something to eat. They do set you up, they get you there, whether it's by Greyhound, usually by Greyhound. Some companies will rent you a car, but they'll get you to the training. And after that, they put you in a hotel room, usually with 1 or 2 people. You usually won't be by yourself, so you'll be roommated up with somebody. It's all good, whatever with that. And you go through training it's like an 8-hour day of training. You start off in the morning, and you get off at maybe 5 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. During that training, you go through everything you need to learn to pass your CDL. The skills that you learn to pass your CDL are almost two different set of skills, but you kind of need to know everything. The skills to get your CDL test are like the basic things about that truck. Things that you need to know. Goes over all the functions of the truck. You have to inspect the truck. And you know, when you get out here on the road, you will be inspecting your truck before you drive every single time. Looking for certain things. But they go through all of that in the training. That's the main thing that you're going to use on a daily basis out here driving. The actual driving skills that they teach you. You won't be using the majority of them, but they're designed to get you familiar with how that truck moves with the trailer, how that truck operates with the trailer, what you can do with that trailer attached to that truck. And it's scary. You know, it really is. At first, it's very intimidating. It's not for the weak. It's not. You know, and that's why, you know, you see some of these female drivers out here. It's impressive to see a female out here driving, because this is one of the most manly things you can do. You're driving one of the biggest vehicles out here on the road, longest vehicles out here on the road, heaviest vehicles out here on the road. So it's very intimidating at first. It definitely gets easier once you get comfortable and once you learn how to do what to do. It gets a whole lot easier, but at first it's scary. It's intimidating. I'd say the best mindset to have when you first get started is just have confidence. Just know that you can do it. You got to put that in your mind. I can do this. You know, and you get behind the wheel of that truck for the first time, you're going to be intimidated, no doubt about it. But you work through those scary moments and whatnot. You know, you have an instructor sitting right there with you, helping you out, and it'll be all right. You know, just get over your initial fears and everything. And that's kind of the thing. If you got to be kind of a fearless person right up front, right to begin with. You got to really want to do this thing. You know, if you never did it before, you never even climbed up in a truck. I mean, you got to be fearless. You know, you got to have a level of confidence to do it. You know, so kudos to everybody that's done it. Kudos to everybody that's doing it right now, going through the training. Just keep your head up, learn what you got to learn, do what you got to do, and get it done. I can tell you the biggest thing that helped me in class, that was one. The other biggest thing that helped me was mirror adjustment. They kind of don't teach you how to adjust your mirrors in the training. And that's one of the biggest things. When you only have the mirrors, the two side mirrors to look in, when you're trying to back up and adjust the truck, keep it straight, turn and not hit nothing, you got to use your mirrors. So your mirror adjustment, work on that. They don't focus on it in the class, but when you actually sit down in the seat, really concentrate and focus your mirrors to adjust them for you so you can see properly. You know, take your time, take a few minutes, and really get comfortable adjusting your mirrors. It'll help. If your mirrors are off a little bit, and everybody's getting in there messing with the mirrors and adjusting them and everything, if they're off a little bit, everything you do at that trailer is going to be off a little bit. So figure that part out, how that trailer works with the mirror. And just as a tip, I would say break the mirror vertically into 4 parts, you know, quarters. And the quarter that's closest to you, use that to see the actual trailer. Then you kind of want to level it off. That's pretty much the only way I can tell you. And you kind of want to make both mirrors look about the same. They're going to look a little bit different, but you get them to both look about the same. Use that closest quarter to you for the trailer, and then kind of level it off. You want to see the back tires, and that's about it. You know, the lines that you see, or the way or the cone or whatever that you got back there, you kind of want to level that to where it's like level at your eyesight or whatever. You know, that's the best tip I can give you on that. You got to get comfortable with it. You got to get used to it and do it how you do it. But those mirror adjustments will help you with everything that you're doing, with turning that trailer, backing that trailer, and everything else. It's the biggest tip I can give you. Other than that, man, just focus and do your thing. So that's the first level. Okay, that's the first level. Now the second level is becoming basically an owner operator, and I would say the immediate next level would be to lease a vehicle. Okay, so there's quite a few different kind of different programs out there for you. I'll tell you a little bit about more with the company I'm with in another video. The company I'm with, I believe, has the best leasing program, but I'll talk about more about that in the next video. But you want to become an owner operator. That next level is where you get into the next level money. You know, you'll be doing the same job, but you'll have more money doing the same job. The caveat to that, the catch to that, right, is that you'll be responsible for a little bit more. So the truck will basically be like your truck. You know, I say basically because it's a shared contract because it's a lease, it's a shared contract between you and the company. But, you know, you can end up owning that truck if that's what you want to do. So it's basically like your truck. And what you do is you're responsible. Now you're responsible for the maintenance, you're responsible for the fuel, you're responsible for you know, like everything. Like it's your truck. You know what I mean? Like in some lease companies, you're kind of stuck with that. Some lease, not companies, but lease agreements, you're kind of stuck with that truck. You can't just switch it out. Like some companies, they'll have it to where you're stuck in that truck no matter what. Now, if you're a company driver, hey, your truck gets bad or whatever, hey, switch me up, give me another truck, boom, 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 here you go. If they got something available or however long it take, it's a company truck, it don't matter. But when you're leasing a vehicle, you're kind of stuck with that truck. All right, so I'm gonna pause right here. I just pulled up, I'm about to fuel up, and when I get all set again, I'm gonna finish up part 2 or level 2 to this video.